News. It's a big story today, Ken.
Really big story, and kind of it was this collision of all these different events. It was not only the fact that these two remixes, respectively, for each of them came out pretty much within a 24-hour time span of each other, but also yesterday was her birthday, and she turned 24, and Chris Brown tweeted her, "Happy birthday, Robin." Of course, her real name's Robin Fenty, but the thing is that there are so many people out there, Ryan, who do not want to see Rihanna, let alone in a recording studio together with him. They don't want to see her anywhere near him. And in fact, just a year ago, the courts wouldn't allow him to get near her. That's like how strongly the judge felt about how dangerous he was to her. You might remember, I mean, this was 3 years ago, remember, at the Grammys, on the eve of the Grammys, that horrific incident where they got into the fight. We all saw the photos of her. Horrendous, okay? So right after that, she had a restraining order against him by the judge that said he couldn't go within 50 yards of her. That was then reduced to 10 yards because they were around each other professionally at different events and things like that. It was a risk of him inadvertently violating the order. And then a year ago, the judge dropped it altogether with Rihanna's consent. She said, "Look, Judge, I don't mind anymore. I want to move on, blah, blah, blah." But she never said she was going to get back together with him. Then let's fast forward. About a month ago, a friend of mine calls me up and says, "Hey, Ken, yeah, I think Chris Brown is hanging out at Rihanna's apartment in L.A." I was like, "Oh, come on, get out of here." No, I think he's like there like almost every night. And what these two have done, they've been really shady on the DL being together. I mean, we don't know exactly the nature of it, but the fact is that they're tweeting each other. They're doing these songs together, and people are now saying they're doing a lot more together, and a lot of people are freaking out about it. I'd say most people are appalled by it, but then there's some people who are saying, hey, you know what? Whatever happened to forgiveness? So it's really become this real hot-button topic for a lot of people.
Ken, he has a girlfriend, and he's with his girlfriend now in Miami, and Rihanna's in London. So could they, I mean, does it really necessarily mean they were in the studio together, even if they're on each other's tracks?
Doesn't mean they were in the studio together. They don't have to be in the studio together. But he's seen somebody, reportedly?
Yeah, her name's Karrueche Tran, and the two are supposedly very happy together. But he's there in Miami, most recently with her, and she's in London. So is there a chance that they are just, I don't know, maybe they forgave each other privately? They didn't go in the studio together, but rather did tracks for each other?
There's a chance of that, but check this out, okay? They were spending, confirmed, a lot of time together secretly for many, many months at the end of last year and then earlier this year. The last time that I could place them together was at least a month ago. But there's a lot of people who say that they have been doing these secret hookups. Now, I ask you this. If you're Chris Brown's quote-unquote girlfriend right now, how are you feeling about this music that's out there and him tweeting her and saying, oh, by the way, he tweeted that he loved her recently, and she said that she loved him too. So they're professing their love for each other. They're making these, like, really, let's be honest, these are, like, really promiscuous kind of songs.
Yes, one of those tracks, I can't play the whole track. I had to cut it off at 27 seconds.
Yeah, he wants to blow out her candles, you know? I mean, figure it out. So I mean, I think that, you know, you have to put it in the context. And what's clear is this, is that they are definitely, how I read it is this, they are preparing the public for them getting back together. They're saying, look, this is going on, take it or leave it. And if you want an education in Rihanna's state of mind and where she's coming from with all this, go to her Twitter, read it, check it out, and you're going to see this is a woman who doesn't care what people think. And so no matter how much people might think she's out of her mind for even going near him or even doing a song together, whether or not they were in the studio together at the same time, whatever, people think she's just totally lost it for just that alone.
All right, Ken Baker, more tonight on E! News. Thanks for that report.